has changed. There's a storm coming. We have no protection from the west and the northwest here. So we are going to continue our journey south. The winds are not really favorable, so we're going to have to do some tacking as we head down to Georgetown. There's a couple of places along the way that we might be able to pull in. We're going to try a little Farmers Key area first, Big Farmers.
See how things are.
Yeah, see how things are. That's about 2 hours away. And then after that, we're going to just continue on to Georgetown.
Cabins are, well, as prepared as we can get them. We've got everything stored away carefully.
Sorry, Cookie Monster.
Dilly fruit.
Clear right now.
It's really sweet, especially when they're ripe straight from the tree.
Sorry, Cookie Monster. Thought you were calling on
Where did we get the dilly fruit from?
We got them from here in Black Point. Trees grow everywhere. The specific ones that we got came from a tree on Priscilla's farm.
She showed us what's still growing of the trees that were in orchard, even though they're just, the ground
Overgrown
itself
now.
is covered with brush, just odds and ends of wild brush.
Oh yeah, we tried pigeon peas
Yeah.
that she had growing there a little bit, and we also tried.
What were the little red seeds?
Right. No, we didn't eat those. They were pretty.
Yeah, they looked like they were going to be a flower, but they were
But they were really a little red seed. Yeah.
And the seed pod was circular.
Right. We did try some cocoa plums, but they weren't ripe yet, so we got one that wasn't ripe. We're taking the cut just north of Great Guana Cay, and there's a warning here on the charts. It says, keep clear of the northeast point. Strong upwellings can set you ashore. And we saw that on some of our other approaches to other keys, other passages with huge waves. And right now, we're basically at slack tide, and the wind is at our back. And I look out there and there's no waves entering the cut. It's a pretty narrow channel here, but it's very deep. So I don't think there's going to be a problem. But I wanted you to know that there is a caution on the charts about coming in here with high seas coming in from the east going west.
Well, it's the first time in a while we've been full sail ahead, huh?
Yep, true wind speed is about 10 knots out of 210. We're close hauled and we're making about 6 knots through the water. We're doing well. It looks like we're about 8 hours out of Georgetown, and it's 11 o'clock. So we'll probably have to pull in and anchor somewhere near. But the winds are supposed to die later today and slow down. For now, this is a really nice point of sail. I thought we were going to have to tack more, but we're heading right on course for Georgetown. We got the centerboard down. The autopilot's off. I've got -2 degrees of counter rudder to counter the weather helm, and she's just tracking straight as an arrow. I love this boat.
Well, we made a tack in just for about 15 odd minutes. We've tacked back out by now, just to help us stay a little bit better on that course line. Making good time again.
So there's a boat called Turelu that is getting ready to pass us. I guess we're racing now. So I've trimmed the sails. We're doing about 5.8 knots, and the apparent wind is at 55 degrees, but the boat's sailing really nicely. We're definitely close hauled. This is kind of fun. They're inevitably going to pass us. They're bigger than we are. Okay, we just went past Rudder Key and we've turned in. We made a tack to get into the key. After our little race with Turelu, we talked to them on the radio. They're going to anchor in at Rudder Key tonight, and maybe we'll have drinks tonight. So we're going to follow them in and anchor by Rudder Key. So yesterday I was in the sun just a little too much and I got a pretty good sunburn on the top of my head, so today I'm wearing my hat. Doctor's orders. Anyway, we're heading out the inlet by Rudder Key, and we're going out with the wind at our back and the tide going out, which is perfect. So we have a nice smooth exit from this particular key. This is a good anchorage. There's no real inlet to the other side unless you're a shoal draft of 4 feet or less. But it's a good stopover. It's a nice place. So that went really smooth, better than we do normally. The boat's really coming to weather really very well. I'm holding a course as tight to the wind as I can right now because I know when we get closer to Georgetown throughout the day it's going to fade farther to the port. So I'm getting as much headway close to land as I can before we fade out.
Hopefully this can be a one tack day.
Probably 2, just like yesterday.
And yesterday wasn't bad.
But I can see the point of land out there, and as long as we stay to the port of that, keep that land out to our starboard, we'll be okay. We're almost to Georgetown. We're about 10 miles out. We've got cell service again. There's a whole bunch of boats going this way. I can see them on AIS. We passed 1 or 2. A couple others are ahead of us. But there's a regatta going on the 21st, and so everybody is showing up for the festivities. We've been on a reach, close reach, most of the day today, heading about 135 with winds out of about 200, and we've been doing about 6.5 to 7 knots in anywhere from 10 to 12 knots of wind. So it's been a good day. Seas are really calm because we're on the lee side of the islands, and so we're only sitting about maybe 1 mile offshore, and so there's no time for the waves to develop. So it's been very, very calm seas, and it's been a beautiful sail, wonderful day, 78 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and we've been heeling, let me see, it says that we are presently 6 degrees of heel. So, and we've been at that most of the day. We're just coming in Conch Key Cut into Georgetown. Once you come in, you hang a left and you skirt the shoreline on the port side. It gets really shallow, actually, on the starboard side. I've never been in here before. There's all kinds of warnings about about taking care of your own navigation because there's no aids. I can see a whole bunch of boats in there. We're here for the regatta, and I see hundreds of spars sticking up over there. So I don't know where we're going to anchor. We're a little bit late to the party. It's the 18th, and the regatta starts on the 21st. Everybody's already here. It's good we decided not to show up on Tuesday or Wednesday, because if we'd waited till Tuesday or Wednesday, the regatta had been going on, it would have been a madhouse. I guess we'll see more in a minute when we get closer.
If you like the video you've just seen and you would like to see more, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.